Hello out there, YouTube community. I have an unplanned video here as I just finished searching all the songs in my iTunes library and verifying the artist and the song titles to make sure they are correct in my library. And I decided I wanted to do a video on digital rights management and what it's really about. Okay, now as you can see, I'm scrolling through my library. I don't even know how many songs I have in here. It's quite a bit. All right. The reason I want to talk about it is if you're not in the United States, you don't really have to worry about digital rights management too much. Interpol can investigate copyright infringement. Laws vary from country to country, though. All right. As you can see, I have an extensive library here. But digital rights management started, all right, to give you a little bit of the history of where it started. There was a young kid, I think he was like 12 or 13 years old, that created a website called Napster. There was a competitor website at the same time called LimeWire, and they had what was called shareware available. People would post music files, all right, of their songs on these websites, and you could download them for free. All right, that's actually how I got a lot of my Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy and the Final Fantasy ones for sure. Mega Man were Nokia music purchases. They were remixes, so they weren't the original background music from the actual video game cartridge itself. That was an independent artist that was remixing, so those were legal purchases through Nokia Music. All right, where digital rights management came into play was the kid that founded Napster, all right, somehow somebody shared a file of a Metallica song that Metallica was working on for an album that had not yet released to the public. So the minute that file went on his website, he was guilty of copyright infringement because he was sharing something that wasn't publicly available. Metallica threw a big old piss fit about it, which they legally had a right to do so. All right. How he got the file, I couldn't even tell you because it probably happened 25 years ago. Naturally, Napster and LimeWire got shut down immediately. And digital rights management laws were enacted in the United States. All right. And that's why they're trying to move away from CDs. All right. If I start any of these songs while I'm recording this video, YouTube's going to hit me with a copyright strike, even though all of these songs have been verified via YouTube searches tonight. I've probably spent about 7 hours doing this work. All right. Digital rights management is about controlling money. All right. As you can see, I own a copy of Scooter's Jumping All Over the World double disc set. I ordered it from Amazon, or I ordered it from eBay. I'd have to go back to my emails to see which receipt it was. Fragma and Scooter both I got on Amazon and eBay. All right. So iPhone users know exactly what I'm talking about with digital rights management being about money and control. Anytime an iPhone user downloads and pays for special ringtones on their iPhone and they back their phone up to iTunes, the ringtones aren't saved in the backup file. So when they get their new device with the latest iPhone that releases and they restore it from iTunes from the backup file, they have to buy all their ringtones again. That's digital rights management. All right. That's why the media, the music industry, and Hollywood are trying to move away from DVDs and CDs. See, I have an Android device. If I was to put any of these songs from my computer onto my phone, all right, and I get a new Android device, that's legal because it's for my own personal use. Now, if I purchase them from YouTube or from Pandora or Spotify or one of the other streaming services, they can set their own rules. And even though they're on my old phone, they may not transfer to the new phone. Microsoft does it with the video game downloads for the Xbox consoles. My Xbox 360, I have Resident Evil Revelations 2 purchased from the Xbox Live Arcade on this console. In the drawer in the back bedroom, I have a transfer cable where I can hook it up to this console and transfer all the files from the hard drive to another Xbox 360. I will not be able to play Resident Evil Revelations 2 because it'll lock the file because of digital rights management. And that's what it's really about, folks. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to keep your music and you want to transfer them from phone to phone and you don't want to get ripped off by the music industry in Hollywood, well, I would say start stocking up on CDRs. All this music that's on this computer can be printed onto these CDRs for playback in my car because it's got a CD player. All right, but that's what digital rights management's really about. It's about control and getting you out of your money. As always, thanks for watching.